Hi you guys, it's me Arden Lee and I'm back with another video, and I want to make a couple of talks about productivity and hacking our productivity and doing that from a place of ease and flow. And it is Virgo season, right? So we are all productivity focused. We are all getting organized, and Virgo season also has this lovely, in my experience, this lovely sort of calmness to it. There's an organization, and but there's really like a flow. Virgo is so like into being organized, and it's very easy because it's naturally what Virgo energy tends to be good at. And I've been kind of feeling that wave lately. I've been feeling that, so I wanted to share some of the productivity hacks that I have been sort of downloading and just implementing in my life. And the first one that I want to talk about is I want to talk about how it's really our inner state that affects how we get things done. We tend to think that all hours in the day are kind of the same, and we tend to fall into this pattern of like, okay, I've got free time, but for some reason I'm not using it. I'm procrastinating, and so I'm going to beat myself up for that. So I want to get us out of that pattern, and I want to get us to start thinking in the larger picture about what actually helps us to get work done and do what we need to do and actually be happy about it. Because if we're beating ourselves up being miserable, or forcing ourselves, like strong arming ourselves into our productivity, that's not sustainable, And not only is it not sustainable, but it usually comes across in our work. So before I dive super deep in that topic, if you're not already familiar, my name is Arden Lee, and I'm the creator of the Repatterning Project. And if you're into these videos where we talk about ways of making our lives easier by examining our patterns and our habits and changing our conscious thought patterns and our beliefs through backwards engineering of how we want to get our results, then you might enjoy my free Facebook group, the Repatterning Parlor. There's a link to that in the description box. So come and say hi and join us and see if maybe the deep dive of the course is also a fit for you. So yeah, come say hello. We would love to see you. So productivity. Here's what's interesting is sometimes we'll look at our calendar and we'll be like, oh, I have a free day to get some of this done or whatever. I have this time slot to get this much work done. And what we don't realize is that it's not actually about the amount of hours in the day. It's actually so much more about how we are feeling. I actually had a free day all day today. And it's now like, what is it, 7 or 8 o'clock maybe, and I'm on like my second video. So I could stand to take some of my own advice today. Essentially it sort of took me this long because I've had kind of a busy week this week, and I was feeling a little bit burned out when I woke up. It's like, yeah, I had a busy week full of things that I was doing, and I felt in flow, and then today I just woke up and my body was tired. I felt like sleeping in, and since I'd been working all week, I let myself, and that was fine. And I had set the intention. I was like, okay, Arden, you should probably, get back on your video content. So today's going to be a really good day for you to make some videos. And it took me a while actually to get into the inner state where I could be productive, right? So that's what I want us to think about. What was really transformative for me about today is that I stopped beating myself up for the fact that I slept in so long, or I, reached for my phone and, started texting people and started doing other things. And I just said, like, okay, what do I need to do to get myself into the state that I need to be in order to be productive? Well, if I'm going to be productive, and especially if I'm going to be happy about being productive and not be productive in a way that just wears me out, and especially if I'm on camera, you guys, like, I feel like you guys can see it when I'm phoning something in, if I don't really feel like making videos, those are not going to be the videos that end up being popular, because no matter what subject I'm talking about. I could have the most brilliant idea, but if I don't feel like sitting down and talking about it, then I'm not going to be speaking with passion. I'm not going to have that energy come forward where, where it's going to be something that's compelling to watch, right? I'm going to be just communicating from this place of you can tell. I feel like you guys can tell. Tell me if I'm right about that. So what I need to be able to do in order to be productive is I need to wake up, and the first thing that I need to do is I need to think about what state do I need to be in order to get done the things that I need to do today. There's such a difference, you guys. It doesn't even matter sometimes like what kind of work I am going to do. It matters more how I feel about the work that I'm about to do. There's days where I might have like mundane kind of busy work. There's days where I might need to be making inspired content. There's days where I just need to clean my house so that I can feel better for the rest of the week, right? So really, what that requires from me is backwards engineering to the state that I need to be in. So how did I get here today? First of all, I got honest with myself and I said, you know what, I'm kind of tired. And if I make videos and I try to be peppy when I'm not, that's probably going to come across. So I was like, why don't I just own the fact that I'm kind of tired and be cool with it, right? And at the same time, I also remembered I was like, Arden, when you're tired and you're not feeling like things are in flow, what do? You take your Qualia, right? If you guys don't know, I am a Qualia partner. I'm a Qualia affiliate. So if you go to the Neurohacker website and you order Qualia with my discount code, it's Arden, ARDEN, you will get 15% off. And I will make a kickback from that in full disclosure. But I love this product so much that I went out and I sought out that partnership myself. I actually sought it out in part because Jason Silva is also a Qualia partner, and I was like, if Jason Silva is a Qualia partner, Jason Silva is the host of Brain Games, and he makes really amazing content on all his own personal channels. So he makes these really dope videos too, where he's also just speaking from this state of flow. And I was like, if Jason Silva is a Qualia partner, then I kind of want to be in that club as well. So I sought out this partnership because I liked it. So yes, am I an affiliate? Absolutely. But I'm an affiliate because I want to be, because I really believe in it. So sure enough, about an hour ago, I took my Qualia. I take Qualia Mind, and it's a nootropic supplement that essentially it gets me more grounded, but also chiller and happier, and also more energized at the same time. And I can come from this kind of like open-hearted, compassionate space, and things just feel more in flow. So it really comes in handy when I'm making my videos, because if I'm sitting there like tripping over my words or not liking what I'm saying and I have to go restart a million times, then that gets me frustrated. And then the more frustrated I get, the more that shows in my videos, obviously. So just FYI, if you're feeling like you could also use some more open-hearted compassion, flow energy in your life, I highly recommend Qualia Mind. It's absolutely my favorite of the Qualia products. So that was a little commercial aside. But that's what I remember to do. And now I'm making my videos and I don't feel any resistance around it, because instead of sitting down and forcing myself to be productive, I asked myself, Arden, what would you need to feel right now in order to feel like making videos was something that you wanted to do, right? There's always times when we want to get our work done, right? So if we can backwards engineer that way to our inner state really is everything. And beating ourselves up for not being productive is typically not helpful to actually being productive. Or even if we do, even if we are, I remember working this way for a long time, and and really just trying to hash things out, trying to strong arm my productivity. And the things that I was making were not as good, you guys. They weren't as honest, they weren't as authentic, because in the moment that I'm making them, I'm already lying to myself. I'm already lying to myself about the fact that this is something that I want to do. So if you're struggling with resistance to your productivity, one thing to ask first of all is this something I really want to be doing? Is this a task that is actually helpful to me in the long run? Am I feeling resistance for a good reason because it's not what I'm supposed to be doing? That's a really good question to ask, you guys. And if it is something that I want to be doing in the long run, I'm like, no, I'm aligned with this. It just feels like it's too big for me to take on today. I feel tired. I know that this is something that I want to be doing, but I just don't feel up to it today. And sometimes, you guys, when we feel that, it's like, you know what, just take a day off. Just if that's what you need, absolutely. When I came back from, having come back from my trip to Italy, and that was like the first like pure vacation that I've taken in like the last 3 years of my spiritual awakening, you guys. It's like the first actual vacation I've taken in quite a while, where I wasn't traveling, for work or other things, and I was actually taking a full week off just for myself, and in this case for the partner that I was traveling with, and it was so refreshing. And then also coming back and having a week that I took off, spending with my family, because I caught strep on the plane, so I had to come home, and it was almost kind of a blessing in disguise, because I had this whole week where I was like, I have strep throat, and there is like nothing that I can do about it except I just want to like rest and heal. So with this 2-week period of this really intense, first play and then rest, coming back into my productivity really felt like a real fresh start. So sometimes we need that day off or that week off, and then being able to come back, we feel inspired again. We feel that lag time. We feel that like, oh gosh, I'm not being productive. And we feel that sort of itch to start again, that like, oh gosh, I'm really happy I'm taking this time off because I need it. But with this time off, I see a little bit more clearly what I need to be doing and where things might be lagging or falling behind. I see that more clearly than I did before when I was so in it. So sometimes just take that time off, you guys. Get that perspective. But if you've done that already, or you feel that you're resting sufficiently and there's still that resistance, think about what it is that you need to feel inside in order to feel like this work is going to come from a place of ease and flow. And sometimes that means like, my classic example that I teach in the repatterning project is I teach, the example of going and having coffee with a friend that you haven't maybe seen in a couple months, and you want to catch up on what you're both doing in your lives, and especially in your business or in your artistic creation. So when I go and I see a friend who I know is going to be supportive of me and my vision, and also we're drinking coffee, so I'm getting a little caffeine in my system, right? And I'm not like an everyday coffee person, by the way. So when I have coffee, it tends to like have that effect on me. So if I go and I do that, and I'm there like with a supportive friend who's listening to me and supporting my vision, and I basically have to articulate from scratch to a person who hasn't heard this idea yet, maybe where I'm at in my process and what I'm creating, then I remember where I'm at in my process and what I'm creating, and I feel inspired to take action on what I need to do next. So then I can go home and I can be like, okay, this is what I need to do now, right? So we want to start thinking about what are those things that get us into that state of flow. If you don't know what yours are, I would absolutely recommend trying Qualia Mind. It really works for me. It really helps me a lot. It's probably the reason that I'm making this video right now. And once you get to that place, then you won't be feeling resistance around your productivity anymore. Even right now, I kind of feel like, oh cool, yeah, I got like probably like at least 2 or 3 more videos in me right now, because I'm feeling inspired and this feels fun, and I'm not feeling that resistance anymore. You guys, the things that we resist, how much easier would they be if we just didn't feel resistance to them, right? So that's what we want to start backwards engineering. And again, these are for the things that we really want to get done and we know are in alignment with our path and that we need to do in order to get to where we want to go. But for whatever reason, whether it, like just not feeling like we have it in us on that day, that we don't have our best or our brightest, it's really so much easier to say, how do I get to my best and my brightest, rather than trying to force it out of ourselves or shame or guilt ourselves for not being productive even when we have this span of time. And you know what? If it took me till like 6 o'clock tonight to get to the state that I need to be in to make these videos, I'd rather do that and have my videos actually come from that place of inspiration and feeling like you guys are watching me right now and that you could feel that I want to be here and I want to be talking to you, than I would, saying like, here are my video topics and here I am presenting this information, which happens every once in a while, where I just feel like I watch it and I can tell I'm not feeling it, right? So So if we can be in that zone where we really feel that, that's the thing that's going to help us move forward the most, not beating ourselves up about it. So that's the question I want you guys to start asking yourselves. What inner state do I need to be in to make this time productive, if that's what I want to do? If my goal is to do this work in this amount of time, what do I have to feel in my body at the start of it to make it go smoothly and to be like, oh wow, 5 hours just went by and I didn't even notice because I've been enjoying my work so much. That's the question you want to start asking yourself. Start noticing the things in your life that make you feel inspired, that get you to that place where you want to be productive, and start making notes of those things and start doing those things when you need to be in that inner state of ease and flow around your work and productivity. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you next time.